Yes, 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 yes. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's bring you a little closer. Let's see. Should we go this way? Should we go that way? I don't know which way we should go. Should we turn it like this? Should we turn it like that? Okay, so we've got Facebook going. We've got IG going. Let's go ahead and pin today's topic. Are they talking about me? That says with me. Let's change that to about. About me. Okay. I got my notes here. Let me pin that. I got my notes. I got my notes. I'm ready. Late as ever, but ready at 5:11. So, welcome to another episode of Day to Day with Dorothy. I see you, Facebook. Shoulder roll, shoulder roll. We're here. Froze high, standards higher. Do we like this week's fro? Do we enjoy it? I enjoy it. I'm waiting for it to get bigger. I feel like we could go bigger. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be bigger. So, look, today's topic, are they talking about me? This is like the ode to the corporate hustler. This is the talk track that is in the back of our minds. This is the, oh my God, I wonder if. And so now I want to talk about how to get started as we dive into that question, are they talking about me? So, look, if you don't know me and this is your first time tuning in on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, welcome to the show. I'm Dorothy Enriquez. I'm the principal and founder of The Communication Strategist, a learning and leadership development firm where we believe you are required to lead from every seat you sit in. We help leaders optimize, make sure that they are optimized and equipped so that they can lead powerfully, so that they can lead authentically, and of course, so that they can lead from every seat that they sit in. Because here's what we know for sure. As lady leaders, we wear many hats, we take on multiple roles, and we've got to be ready. And we cannot do that powerfully and brilliantly if we're not set up for success. And so that's why the communication strategist exists. Because here's what we know for sure, all the data basically says that most organizations aren't that great at developing leaders. 19% to be exact. 19% say we're very effective at developing leaders. 19% of companies across the United States. That's low as hell. That's low. While 83% of US organizations say developing leaders and leadership development is super duper important. And so while companies think it's super duper important, usually they don't have the resources internally to make sure that leaders get properly developed. And here's the other thing that we also know, most organizations throw those development dollars at folks in VP and C level positions, right? So VPs, senior directors, folks in the C suite, they are the ones who get that development, right? The chief human resource officer, the chief finance officer, the CEO, they're the ones who get the majority of the dollars. But imagine if this is your first time really being poured into in your career, right? At the VP level, at the C suite level, sis, that's a little late. So, this is why the communication strategist exists. And as I've shared before, if you've been tuning in for a while, you know that we are in the process of rebranding. It is coming together slow, but it is still coming together, and I cannot wait to share as things come together. But you'll start to see little bite-sized snippets come through on social as we begin to share just kind of this new direction that we're taking as we continue to focus on learning and leadership development. All right, so are they talking about me? Most likely, yes. But here's the thing, right? You might be thinking, well, I'm not leading folks yet, or I'm an emerging leader, I'm a new leader, or maybe I'm a mid level leader. Are they really talking about me? Most likely, yes. They're talking, and they being folks in positions of influence, they being folks who are key stakeholders, they being folks who are in different sectors of your organization, but perhaps you need to work cross functionally at times. Are they talking about you? Yes. Your job is to figure out what the heck are they saying. Your job, because we know that people are probably talking about you, your job is to leverage your army. We've talked about this before. You need an army of people with your best interests at heart, waving the flag. Think about like Game of Thrones, right? When they would be going to war and they'd have like their flag, and then they got all the people, all the horses, all the everything, and flags everywhere so that they know this is house of whoever. This is house of Enriquez. This is house, I can't remember none of the houses, right? But you want an army of people carrying your good name, your good deeds, and your capabilities, competence, skill sets, strengths forward. But those are the same people that I want you to enlist and be like, hey, Shine TT, what are they saying about me when I'm not there? Thanks, doll. She said, you look cute. Ew, shoulder roll. Look, a little tassel shake for you, right? So, look, your job is to tap into your army and be like, Shine TT, what are they saying about me? You know? And she might be like, oh no, I don't know if I want to tell you. You know what? I've braced for impact. What are they saying about me? Because this is going to help me figure out, do I want to maintain my brand or do I need to rebrand at work? Personal branding is probably the most difficult task I have right now. Jerlane, right? Right? And so here's how it starts. I'm so glad you said that. We got to find out what folks are saying. And honestly, I'll be real, this is scary because it's like, here's the thing. We think that we're showing up one way. We feel like really congruent, really authentic, super aligned, but sometimes the way that we think that we're showing up and how we're actually showing up doesn't always match. And so we have to do the big to do of finding out what folks are saying. Now, if you do not have an army repping you at work, I hope that you have an ally, a cheerleader, ideally a sponsor or an advocate, and a mentor, right? So, again, if you're like, oh my God, what is she talking about? What relationships are these? If you are not signed up to the council, which is where all the corporate hustlers come to get extra tips, tricks, and be the first to be in the know about what else TCS is doing and what products we have, and they get to be in the know first, sign up to be a corporate hustler. Sign up to be part of the council, and you will get my free Hello, I'm awesome. How do I curate my personal brand statement? What relationships do I need to be cultivating at work? You will get that for free. And then you get a video from me that talks about it in a little bit more detail so that you know what to do. So here's the thing. You got to find out what people are saying about you because they are talking. The only reason that they're not talking is if you're super duper flying under the radar. And even then, they talking because they see you flying under the radar. Right. I did a survey of my team after 6 months of supervising them. The responses were opposite of what I anticipated but needed. Girl, that. Listen, I wish I had the little heart button. Where's my little heart so that I could heart away if I wanted to? No, that's so true. Right? Find out what people are saying and then what before you while you're waiting for the data to come back, while you're waiting for the information to come back, I want you to, on a sheet of paper, in your TCS notebook, look, I don't even have one here, in that lead from every seat notebook that you have, I want you to write down what you want people to be saying, okay? And then as you're getting the data back, does it match? Right? So, let's just try it on for size, right? Hey, your pleasure principal, shoulder roll, welcome to the show. We're just talking about, are they talking about me at work? And what are they saying? And we got to find out what folks have to say. So look, you're going to write down what you want people to be saying. So maybe like when I think about, for me, what I do in my client work, I want my clients to be like, okay, Dorothy is responsive. I want them to say that they feel like I'm an expert, like I really know this stuff, and I make a commitment to always making sure that I'm up to date with my craft and up to date with my content, right? I want them to say that I am personable with their people and approachable with their people. And when their people need help and they need a deeper dive and they need that assistance, I have that psychological availability, right? Even when it gets challenging, even when it gets hard, we know that we can count on Dorothy, especially when she's doing this DEI work, to be available for our people, especially if they're having challenges kind of grasping some of the concepts or being intentional in that inclusion space. I want them to say, like, Dorothy's strategic. She's able to look at what our goals are and think about it from a high level 50,000 foot view, but also make it practical. Okay, so if these are the things that I want them to be saying, when I survey my clients and they're like, you know what, Dorothy's very like, she's too concrete. She's very much in the weeds and she's not able to be as strategic as we would like her to be. Okay. That's important, right? Because I just said this is the type of brand that I want to convey. And now I'm getting data from my clients that says otherwise. How do I begin to synthesize this information that I'm getting, because I'm being intentional about it? And what do I need to do? If the client feedback is overwhelmingly, she's too concrete with her thoughts and she's very much like flat footed, right? She's not super abstract. She's not very divergent at all. And that's kind of what we're looking for. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And what do I want to do? Because sometimes we might get data and information back about our personal brand, and it's like, Dorothy's like the Revenant. She's a bear. But maybe even though that wasn't what I had in mind, perhaps I'm not bothered by that. I'm okay with it because, I don't know, by me being the Revenant, everybody's always on time. They always mind their P's and Q's. They're super duper on top of it, and I'm unbothered by the fact that they think I'm the Revenant. But if that's not what I want, what do I want, and what do I need to do to begin rebranding and getting folks to understand that this is who I want to be, this is how I want you to process me, and this is how I want you to interpret like my actions and my behaviors. Because while you cannot see how I think, you can absolutely see how I behave, right? So we got to find out what people are saying, and we got to find out what impression we're putting out there as well. We need to Google ourselves. What's out there? Because again, for those of us who are flying under the radar or trying really hard to be quiet, or, for all my business owners who aren't really putting themselves out there as much as they could, how hard is it to find you? And when I do find you, what do I find? Especially if you're up for a promotion, if you're up for a new job opportunity, if you are going from a corporate hustler to now an entrepreneur. What are we going to find when we Google you? And what do you want us to find? And are we finding what you had in mind, right? I was talking to a leadership gal pal the other day. She's an executive coach. I am not an executive coach, right? I design executive trainings. I don't typically coach executives. I coach emerging, new, and mid-level leaders, right? So she's an executive coach, and she was Googling herself, and she was like, I don't think I saw myself until the second or third page. And I was like, what? I mean, this is your jam. She's like, you know who was on the first page? I was like, who? She was like, you. I was like, who though? She was like, no, you. I was like, you who, like me? She was like, yes, you. I was like, really? Huh. Like, that's so interesting because I'm not typically coaching executives. I'm coaching new and mid-level leaders and emerging leaders, right? But again, as you're Googling yourself or as other people are Googling you, what are they finding? And if you need them to find something different, again, what do I want them to find? Hi, Outwoken T. Shoulder roll, shoulder roll. What do I want them to find, and what are they finding? But the only way you can gather this data is Google yourself, and then those same army of people that you're enlisting to get data about what people are saying about you at work, have them Google you. Because some of the things that may pop up for you may not pop up for them because you're you, right? Have them Google you and see what they're finding. And then after you do this work, so you find out what folks are saying, you find out what people can find out about you on the interwebs, and then you figure out what's your goal. What's your goal for this personal brand, right? Because if you're trying to get a promotion, or if you're trying to position yourself to be a superstar to literally switch industries, if you're trying to position yourself because you work at this tiny little company and then now you want to work at this huge, huge company, what does your personal brand need to look like? And what steps do you need to start taking to begin to rebrand, right? And what do you need your army, or maybe it's the mighty team of four? What do you need these four people? What messaging do you need them to start carrying on your behalf in the rooms that you're not in? And once you start to put your plan together, you can start to shift your personal brand. Because here's the thing, if you just leave it to other people, sis, they always gonna get it wrong. Always. Always. When I left it to other people to say what Dorothy Enriquez does or what TCS did or what TCS does, most people didn't get it right. They're like, oh, Dorothy, she's a trainer. I mean, yes, I train, but that's like the execution. What I do is leadership development, right? Training is just one, that's one intervention that I can leverage. But I'm not just a trainer, I am a leadership development consultant to organizations. But specifically, the communication strategist exists so that leaders can make sure that their teams, who are also made up of leaders, that they are optimized in their leadership and influence so that they're equipped to lead from every seat they sit in, right? So I don't just train. I'm not like a corporate trainer. I have training as a skill set because that's an intervention option when it comes to leadership development. But again, if I leave it to other people to brand me, they're not going to do it the way I want to do it. We have to tell people how we want to be branded, which is why most of the time, when you see me, I'm telling you, this is who I am, this is what I do. So that if you're like, man, she said something really good today, and they're like, who is she? You literally can repeat what I said, right? She helps you lead from every seat you sit in. She's a leadership development expert, or whatever the case may be. Versus, she's the trainer girl. That's not it. That's not right. I would rather she's the leadership development girl. She does leadership. Versus, she's the trainer girl. She's the speaker girl. She's the coach. She does leadership development. Coaching is an intervention. Training and workshops are an intervention. Public speaking is an intervention. Simulations, those are all different interventions that fall under leadership development. Outwoken T says, I pop up when you say tea near me or tea in Milwaukee. Yes, of course you do. There is power in looking at what is being said about you on the interwebs, for sure. So, having said that, when you're getting started and really trying to decide what does this brand need to look like for me as I continue at this company or move on to a new company, find out what people are saying about you. You can literally ask directly, like, hey, what do you usually say about me? But what you can also do is leverage your network, leverage those relationships, and ask them, when you're in rooms and I'm not there, what are they saying? And be open, okay? Be coachable and make sure that you're not just hearing, but you're also listening. But before you get the feedback, write down the personal brand that you want to carry forth. Like in Game of Thrones, when they got the little flag and everything, what do you want your personal brand to be? What do you think people are going to be saying? But what would you want them to say? And then you compare that with the data point that you get back from your army or from your mighty team of four. And if you're like, oh my God, I don't even know if I have a team of four. I don't even know what relationships I should be curating at work. Sign up to become a corporate hustler. Go to the About section or go to the bio in IG or go down below in YouTube and just click to sign up to be a corporate hustler. You'll join the council and I will send you the free PDF. For free, right? What relationships do you need to be cultivating at work? What are the 3 key relationships? There you go, Instagram. And how do you start to develop your personal brand? Where does it all begin and start? Okay? So that's all I have for y'all today. If you have not ordered your Lead from Every Seat You Sit in notebook, what you waiting for? Listen, that notebook is so plush. I just don't even know what to tell y'all. Also, happy Black History Month, although it should be Black History Day every day. Froze high, standards higher, shoulder roll. So look, if you enjoyed this episode, please click the little share button on Facebook. Hit that little paper plane on Instagram. Look, I'll pose for you. That way you don't catch me like, and you're like, watch this girl. Look at that. Look at that contour. All right, so I will see y'all next week. I know I was tardy for the party, but thanks for hanging in with me. And if you ever have a request for something that you'd like me to cover as we get our 2021 together, let me know. I'll see y'all next week. Bye. Hi, Dr. Daiki. I'm probably saying that wrong. DM me and tell me how to pronounce your name so that when I see you again, I do it right. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing names right. But hi, Dr. D. Welcome to the show. As we wrap up, please watch the replay and hit that heart button. Double tap. Bye, y'all. All right, Facebook. As usual, you know you always get the last shoulder roll. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The slow-mo shoulder roll. All right, y'all. I'll see you next week. Bye.